There's something here.
Are you trying to communicate with us?
Can you hear that?
From a religious stance, you could refer to that as demonic.
So we are using a spirit box.
There's obviously something coming down the hallway.
Oh wow, how hilarious. How good is that?
Strangest thing I've ever done.
For the last few years, Steve and I have investigated many locations throughout our home state of Victoria, exploring the history and in search of the paranormal, to observe and to capture evidence of existence beyond what we know and beyond what we understand. We travelled some 14 hours out of Victoria to the Hunter Valley region of New South Wales, where we were to meet with Christy and Sean from HV Paranormal. They had arranged to lead us through some of the locations where they have previously investigated and witnessed unexplained phenomena.
Lots of investigators have been touched. People have also had rocks thrown at them.
It's so weird that they're going like nuts in these two rooms.
No,
The catwalk's going on. Not really sure where to start or how to do it. We all have local cemeteries. You hear that?
Lochinver, a small country town in the Hunter Valley. We set up our cameras and equipment for an investigation at an old homestead that dates back as early as 1828. HV Paranormal reported to us that on previous occasions staying at this location, they had encountered a range of unexplained events that included phantom footsteps and disembodied voices, said voices that impersonate oneself, a mimic perhaps? They were drawn to this location after receiving reports from other ghost hunters of bedclothes being torn from guests, glass in the windows and doors that would simply shatter without any foreseeable reasoning, other poltergeist activities such as furniture thrown around the bedrooms along with personal items just vanishing, only to re-emerge in another part of the house. A full-body apparition of a lady has also been witnessed outside of the kitchen. We wondered what else we might uncover as we began our stay at this historic property.
So the static cameras tonight are set up in the hallway because one of the alleged pieces of activity in this property are footsteps moving up and down the hallway, shadows moving up and down the hallway. So yeah, the static cameras are there covering it. Now I came down this end of the house into this kind of games room setup that it is now a few minutes before Steve did, and I sat down and I was just setting up and I heard someone very clearly sort of walking through the hallway. You can hear the floorboards creaking and things moving, not just like the weather change side of things, like this is people walking on there. So I assumed it was Steve or somebody from the other team, and I was calling out and there was nobody there. And so waited a bit longer and started to hear it again and called out, and that was Steve who had come down. So same sounds as Steve walking down here as what I was hearing before when there was nobody. So we've got the EMF detector and the static charge detector on the piano over there, and hopefully something might make a sound from the piano. Can you play a note for us? Or if there's still somebody out there in the hallway, can you
come in and tickle the ivories? They are still ivory, aren't they?
They are very much, I believe. It's a very old piano. Probably wake up tonight and hear it playing. Not cool.
Yeah, well, they should be doing it while we're sort of here, and we sort of want to get something happening.
Definitely.
Please.
Even if we just listened for a few minutes, I definitely heard someone moving around in the hallway.
Can you play something for us? Anything at all on the piano? No.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
It was like a sort of clicking noise, but like
That sounded like something.
Door latch or something, or?
It sounded more like a footstep.
I don't know what it is tonight. I keep seeing like little bits of shadow. And the last time we saw that was when we were at the old orphanage, or that's the last time I witnessed that. You just look around and you see quite clearly just like a
head.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, there was one over there just before.
If you imagine like a sort of, like a carrier bag, like blowing in the wind that was like quite shiny and transparent, it looks like that, just like... I just saw one over on the couch, like just when I started to mention it.
Well, I just seen one right near as inside the door.
Okay. Maybe
I've gone over to the couch. If you're out in the hallway and you know how to play the piano, can you come in here and play something for us, please? Daniel can't play, so... As you can hear. Oh, even if we don't see it happening, it'd be good just to hear something get played.
I have a fascination with haunted pianos. You hear so many stories and I've never heard one play. But like hearing a note would be awesome, but hearing a tune?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh. Can you come and play us a song? Or just come and press a key? Can you press one of the keys?
You want to go up for half an hour or so and leave us down here?
Yeah. Alright.
Okay, we're going to leave the room.
You want to do something for us?
If you want to play the piano, I know some people get stage fright.
Temperature's going and everything. It's just constant. Temperature's going and everything. It's just constant. Can you step away, please? Can you step away from the device, please? Thank you. I invite you to come back and touch the red light now. Can you come back and touch it again for me, please? Leslie? That's what happened last time, and it just kept going all night long. The whole time we were just in here, it just kept going.
When we actually got here and we came in and walked around, I came into this being the like lounge room area, and just all of a sudden just picking up on this little girl that died here and was buried outside the property. I was just adamant. I just had all this information, sort of don't know where it comes from. So you've gone away a bit later on and you were doing a Spirit Box headphones on session again?
Yep.
Asking questions?
Yep.
And you've picked up that she's also down the side and under the tree?
Yep.
So I got that she like died from natural causes, and so they've buried her just here on the property, just literally outside, and then we'll go out in a bit and have a look out there and see if we can pick up on anything. Okay.
I feel your constant. What was that?
What happened? Was that a noise? Was that a disembodied voice? I've got
so
chills.
Weird.
We were filming there. What did you guys see? Can you smell something? Perfume?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
That was the strangest noise. I've got
That
my
was-
lapel on as well, so...
That was the strangest. I have never heard anything like that ever. especially here.
Right.
But the noise from behind this, that I don't even know what that was. So we are using a spirit box in an attempt to connect with the little girl that may be buried out here in this space. Just trying to get her to come through and talk to us, see if she's actually around, find out a bit about her, maybe her name, what happened to her. Are you out here? Are you able to come and talk to us? Can you give us your name?
It's okay to talk to us.
So is there a little girl here? Who we picked up on before? Can you speak to us? Are you here on the property? Are you here outside? Looks like they're sat there, but I don't know if they are. It looks like someone sat there, but wasn't it? Hello. Oh, that was great.
There's nobody's moving.
Is there anyone here that can come through and talk to us? We're looking for a little girl that passed away here. She was buried just outside here, under this tree. Can you come forward and talk to us?
You don't have to be shy.
So we're going to move inside to the lounge room, which is where we were when I first got a sense of this girl presence and that she was buried outside. So we'll move through to the lounge room and we'll see if we can connect with her back in there. So what's going on?
We've just figured out what that weird noise was.
Go on.
It's the air freshener.
Are you kidding?
Automatic air freshener.
So that's made that noise as it's, and then what's come out has looked like the wall of dust, which I haven't had a chance to watch yet, but yeah. So something to watch out for, and always do try to understand what has happened. Can you prove, is it something man-made? Is it something that's explainable? Super important to do that, and yeah, so there you go.
Debunked.
So we're going to use the portal device, which is like the spirit box, which we're using outside. It uses a few instrument pedals, one of which most importantly being the noise gate, to filter out a lot of that sound that you hear through a standard spirit box running by itself. So it's a lot quieter, and then hopefully if anything comes through, it'll come through on top of the white noise. Can anybody come and talk to us? Anybody here?
What was that?
The fucking mister thing. The perfume sprayer.
Okay.
Do you know what's even more funny?
What?
It just occurred to me that afterwards, after we were like, what the fuck was that? We spoke to you, blah, blah, blah. Because we were stood right there, as you saw. I was like to Christy, I can smell perfume. Can you smell that? It smells like fuck.
That's why.
It just goes to show that we're genuine. Oh my god, I could smell something. Is anybody able to come and speak to us, please? Hello? Is anybody here?
You want to talk, you have to talk loud.
What do we think of this place?
That was good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your highlight?
Probably the orbs caught in the drawing room, I reckon. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Sort of really slow.
One thing that we didn't actually capture, which I thought was cool, was when I went for a nap and the windows got closed.
Yeah, and opened.
Yeah, and opened.
And then when I went in again, there was one open and one closed. So maybe on that static camera they have moved at some point, and we just haven't
We haven't seen it.
seen it yet. Maybe put them back or something. Yeah. Okay. So next time come back here. What's the plan? What will you do?
Cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
More cameras. I reckon some static cameras on the outside of the place,
Yeah.
Yeah.
around the outside, just to see what
And
movements
possibly
on the
basement.
outside.
Yeah. Because you mentioned about an entity seen at the window down the side there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be worth even just having a camera on there. It's probably been sort of staring in and looking at where we had the static camera set up. I had the monitor display and it's like watching. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely something.
Yeah.
I think a bunch of static cameras.
Yeah, a heap.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
stuff seems to happen when you come back to it, not so much in front of you.
Yeah, all them orbs, proper orbs that we caught. Oh, great.
Yeah. Cool.
Type of thing you want to capture on
Yeah.
video.
Well, I was down in that sort of games room area, and when I'd left the camera down there trying to sort of capture something on the piano, and I definitely heard like footsteps, like just creaking, normal, not like, was that a footstep? It was just like as if someone was just walking down the hall, because I actually thought you were coming, or one of you. So I called out and like, no answer. A few minutes later, you did actually walk down, and I called, "Hey, is that you?" And you were like, "Yeah." And you said you weren't there before, so yeah. And I guess probably the biggest thing to watch out for is air diffusers.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I walked in there and it scared the shit out of me. It's like,
Yeah, the air fresheners definitely got to go.
That was funny.
Yeah.
It
That
was.
was funny.
very good.
But when we were watching the monitor and it happened, I'm thinking, what the hell's that?
I could not comprehend what it was. And I went,
No.
"What could that be?"
I thought it was something coming out of the ceiling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it had to be like someone upstairs going bang. Well,
Yeah.
there was no upstairs, but in the ceiling and
Yeah.
coming out of the cracks, falling down. It's the only way.
The best thing is when we actually just sort of briefly watched it back, when you hear it on the camera, it sounds exactly like an air freshener. Okay. And then when you're lining up with, you guys saw the mist and the air freshener's like right behind the camera and we didn't even notice it. The best one is that, can you smell that? It smells like flowers.
Well, the worst part about it is, 9 times out of 10, them things, they've either got flat batteries in them or they're empty.
They do, yeah.
Yeah,
I think everyone's
you
got one in their
ignore
house that's got flat batteries. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't expect them to be working.
No. Okay, so we'll move on.
Yep.
Next location.
So we've arrived here at our next location, but before we get into where we are and what we're going to be doing here, on the drive over, we were having a talk about where we've been over the last few years and some of the evidence we've captured and some of the favourite places that we've been to.
Yeah.
And we felt that it's a bit of a shame to not include some of that evidence. Now, back then we were using terrible video and audio equipment, shocking. So we're going to have a look at seeing if we can...
But it's not about the equipment, it's about what we caught.
It's about what we caught, yeah. But it would have been better to capture it on better equipment. Better equipment. So we're going to have a bit of a look at some of our old evidence and see if we can show you some of the highlights of the things that we've previously done. So we're feeling the energy shift in this place. It's getting a lot more intense. It's also quite stormy outside now, so We've set up the Jacob's ladder, which creates like a static field, like a real charge, and gives off like a real ozone smell. So we're hoping to sort of give anything that might be here a bit of a boost. Wait and see.
Beep twice together. Beep, beep. Come on. Why does it sound like old music? Can you hear that?
Yeah, but I was wondering. I think it's down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. Cool. Come down the stairs.
There's your two apes.
Yeah.
Did you see something in the window? Like, is there a tree branch out there?
Yeah, it must be.
Are you on? Oh, there he is. There he is.
Well, that.
Yeah. Oh, it just dropped down the stairs. It dropped down here.
It must be.
Are you on? Oh, there he is. There he is.
Well, that.
Yeah. Hello?
He wasn't doing that while we were walking down here. Can you push the door open for us?
Like, all the way? And if there's somebody there doing that...
What the fuck is that? Right, that is weird. Okay, so the static field meter's going off. Push the door towards us. Push it this way.
It's going off again.
That's insane. What? That's brilliant, thank you so much. Crazy. You in here with us? Can you speak to us? What's your name? Can you talk to us?
We've had a few weird things go on. Ghost hunting is a lot like fishing in that you can have the best equipment that you want, but if you go out, you can't guarantee that you're going to catch anything, and if you do catch anything, who knows what that could be. The very first capture we ever got when we established Ghost Series was in a cemetery in Geelong, and we just got the PSB7 spirit box in the mail, and some of them terrible night vision cameras that we went on to use, the little action camera converted things. And we went to the cemetery and we were walking around, and I was getting smashed by mosquitoes. I don't think you've ever seen anyone get so many mosquito bites.
Nah.
And nothing's happening. Which
Quite funny.
my suffering's always your humour. It was actually really amazing how we just got nothing but white noise, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Let's take a break. And as soon as I put it down, we got this super clear, hello? You remember that coming through?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Hello. How good was that? So tonight's about more of a team investigation rather than filming for the series which we've been doing. So we're going to just be cruising around together. I was standing about here because I'd set up some haunted music boxes and there was like a cold gush like came out. But it's so strange, it was like a ball of cold and then it shifted and then it shifted again and then it had gone. So it's really weird how that happens. These cold spots are not something that can be explained. You need to experience them to know that it's not a gust of wind. I'm not saying it's paranormal, but I'm saying it's not normal. So it is paranormal. But it might not be a ghost, that's what I mean.
Imagine if we experienced that again. That came from that way. I think it was the guys. Was that you guys?
What? Oh, I went like this. Was it like this? Nah, I just turned a switch, that was all. Where did you hear it from this side?
Well, Steve thought it came from behind me direction, but I thought it was from your direction.
No, I didn't hear anything down here.
The kitchen has actually had activity before.
Apparently some pretty nasty activity as well. Big dark figures. People getting touched. There is a hole in the roof where the hospital wing is above us, and they used to lower the bodies down through that hole in the roof that's down there. You can just see it. Is there anyone in here with us? Can you make a noise? Move something? A touch the screen light on the table? I'm getting a lot of cold things tonight. When you get these cold spots, like, oh, I've had them at Osborne House as well. It's like a ball, like at the moment, like I can feel it here. It's like, it's just there, but you go like on the other side of it, it disappears.
Yeah.
Okay,
That just made shivers go up my spine.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that you? Can you do that again for us? Right, Matt's gonna hang out here and I'm gonna go get some stuff. Good luck.
Thanks. Are you standing next to me? Make it buzz 2 for yes, 1 for no. Make it buzz 2.
Are you a male? Are you a female? No response. You guys hearing my footsteps or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. No response. No response. You guys hearing my footsteps or something?
Yeah.
Did you pull on my t-shirt before? No? Was it someone else? Yes? How many of you are here? You touch for how many times? How many people are here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 of you? Once for yes, twice for no. Is there 4 of you? And this is it, like, right now. Let's focus, like, how do we debunk this? How do you debunk it?
Because I mean, I went closer before and it did nothing, and I went close then and it did that. So I, and this is off. It went mental before.
Yeah. The other thing is, as well as how long we were in here before filming,
Yeah.
when it wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
And we did also, the balls did light up a couple of times. Are you only talking to me? Yes. Do I know you? Yes. Okay. So you don't belong here. Now, are you from England? Yes. That was a strong yes. Okay. Are you a male? Yes. Is your name? Okay. Is your name? Is your name? Is your name? Okay, now I'm going to say some numbers, okay, and when one of them is your age, I want you to touch the device, okay? So the age you were when you died, were you 15? Were you 16? Were you 17? Were you 18?
You're kidding me.
Alright, now I want to keep pushing the test, okay? I'm pretty convinced, but I'm going to keep pushing it. Now I'm going to say some names. And when I say the name of our granddad, I want you to touch the device, okay? Do you understand? Yes, okay. Roger. Steve. Adam. Matt. Morris. I don't know what to say, because there's been a few things I did there, and I can do more. We're still here if anyone's got any ideas.
And there's a couple.
So we were in here on Saturday night at the Geelong jail. It's now Thursday and it's daytime, and I've come back just to sort of summarise a little bit about what was going on. We seem to have connected with something that was claiming to be a relative of mine that passed away. I wasn't really convinced, or wasn't sure what to think, and in reflection I believe that something was mimicking, and through talking okay. And now the study charge is going off. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Is there someone here with me? Yes? Can you make a noise for me? The REM pod's going off as well, so everything's going off except the K2 meter. This is a really strange space. If anybody gets a chance to come to Geelong Jail, you need to come down into the kitchen here and sort this out.
It's got to pick up movement, doesn't it?
We'll test it. I think I just saw something fly past that door, like really quickly, like a.
If there's anybody out there, can you touch the green light? Move the ball. If there's anybody out there, can you touch the green light?
As a paranormal investigator, I go through kind of ups and downs where for a while I'll become more skeptical. I'm like, yeah, like, you know, I've seen things, but maybe not for a while, and you kind of forget.
You try and work it out in your head whether it's real or not.
Yeah, and then when you do that, all of a sudden everything kind of just bounces back, and you have like a really full-on experience, or a night off on the best, in the best
Stuff
cases.
that you can't explain.
Stuff that you can't explain, and you know, we're hoping to continue to capture some of that stuff to be able to bring it to you. But we felt it really important, just sort of providing more of a background into where we've come from. So when we were talking about it, our minds always instantly dropped back to Castlemaine. Like, that was a real turning point. For me personally, some of the experiences there were just, I can't debunk them.
No, you can't.
So I had made Steve go into this tiny solitary cell which is underground. There's absolutely no natural light coming through, and he really could not see anything other than a dull green glow from the K2 meter he's holding. The camera is as close to the wall as I could get it so that Steve would still be in the shot, and what he experienced, well, see what you think.
Shit. Just had a weird noise come through in that corner. Scared the crap out of me.
And after it happened, his response was to take a single step back and then wait for me to return. I don't know how he managed that. I would have been out of there, like gone.
Shit.
And right from the get-go that night, weird stuff was going on. Like, we used to have this tradition of turning up at a location, having a walkthrough, and then eating pizza whilst we made the plan for the night. No idea why I decided to just film it. We were discussing where to start, and as soon as I mentioned the solitary cell, the camera just turned off.
I reckon we start downstairs.
So I turned it back on, resumed filming, mentioned the solitary cell again, and then just like before, the camera just, powered down.
So we want to start down in the...
And when you watch it, it just looks like I'm cutting the video in editing, or you might say that the camera was faulty, dead batteries, that it's just been staged. I mean, what would be the point? I will add that the camera filmed for another 20 minutes or so afterwards with no issues at all. Steve heard footsteps on a hard floor that were coming down the hallway that was actually carpeted, and no one else was in the jail with us.
Can you move anything else in here?
Footsteps.
I heard that light, didn't I?
Yeah, like it was deep.
Yeah.
Who's here with us?
What?
Anyone in here? I am. Who are you? What's your name?
Later on that night, we ended up in the solitary cell, and I was asking questions relevant to the history of Castlemaine Jail, and condemned prisoners would be placed in solitary before their execution. They would know the end was near when they heard like explosions, and the reason for that is they used to use explosives to blow holes in the ground to use as grave sites, and then the bodies would be buried standing up facing into the jail.
No, they could see that they would never get out.
So using the spirit box in the solitary cell, what we experienced in there was intelligent responses that were the same voice each time, which is crazy.
I want to make it clear that we have UHF walkie-talkies, and Steve had one in here before, and I had one just a bit further down, and they weren't working because of how thick these walls are. So I find it really unlikely that we'll be picking up any radio stations.
There's a lot of white noise. Any spirits that want to talk to us? I'm in your cell. Yeah, have a good one. Did you wait in here to be executed, to be hung? Did you spend your last night in here? Did you hear them digging your grave? They called her the creeper lady. She was known to come up behind guests and grab the back of their legs. A little bit freaked out. That something was just, I don't know. I just saw something over there.
Really drawn to you tonight, aren't they?
Probably one of the coolest moments that I've experienced as an investigator was interacting with Jen upstairs. The infrared music box always goes off in this cell. Every time. It's been a weird day. I'm gonna roll this ball to you. Do you want to roll it back to me? Awesome. Now, Daniel's a little bit reluctant to turn the torchlight off. I don't feel like we're finished tonight as far as activity goes.